to my channel. I am so super excited to be filming today because I've not filmed in a really long time and I am really eager to get back into it. Super excited. So all the videos that you've been watching over the last couple of weeks have been pre-records. You may have noticed that I didn't mention the amount of subscribers that I have at the moment, and you might have thought that was a bit weird. I am so sorry. They were pre-records. I pre-recorded everything so that I didn't miss any uploads while I was away on holiday, but I'm back. So I'd just like to say a huge thank you. I did say that it would be a giveaway at 5,000 subscribers, so please stick around. And you must have been thinking that I lied to you all when I'm really sorry. I touched down in Spain, looked at my phone, and I had just hit 5,000 subscribers. By the time I got back 2 weeks later, it was 8,000 subscribers, and now we're coming up to 9. So I am so super grateful. Thank you so much if you are subscribing. If you subscribed from the beginning, if you subscribed yesterday, I appreciate you all. I think you're all absolutely fantastic. So let's go into today's video. I have had a few requests to do this video all about makeup that I took away on holiday, so I thought I only got back 2 days ago, so this is perfect. I haven't even unpacked yet. So I've got loads of products which I took with me on holiday, which we're going to talk about today. So it's not just makeup, it's skincare, it's all sorts of things. So don't look at my nails, by the way, they really need doing, but like I said, I've only been back 2 days. Okay, so we're going to dive straight in and we're going to go straight into skincare, which is super important, especially when you're away on holiday in a hot country and you've maybe been out in the sun and your skin's very dehydrated and needs a little bit of refreshing. So you've heard me talk about these plenty of times. You've also heard me talk about the fact that I can't use really heavy creams on my skin because I break out in skin congestion. So I tend to stick to the same things all the time. So this is the Buffet from The Ordinary, and this is Matrixyl 10% plus hyaluronic acid. I always put a couple of drops of each of these on the palm of my hand, rub it together and put it all over my face first thing in the morning and last thing at night. I also never fail to use my No. 7 Protect and Perfect Intense Eye Cream. This is absolutely fantastic. I don't find it too heavy for my skin, but I do think it makes a huge difference. So I put this on first thing in the morning and I also put it on last thing at night. Okay, so I don't have any sun creams that I used away on holiday to show you because I buy them while I'm away and I tend to leave them in the villa for anybody else that's coming later on. So I use NIVEA. I always use NIVEA. I think they're really nice. The products are lovely and they have a star rating on there as well. Always smother the kids in 50 or 30. I use 30 on my entire body, but my face, if I use a really high SPF on my face, I tend to break out in skin congestion or blemishes, and I really hate that, especially on holiday. So I tend to only use a factor 15 on holiday, and I know that's really shocking, but I do apply it every 20 to 30 minutes without fail. So I apply it all the time, but only a lower SPF than the rest of my body. If you can get away with it, I would always recommend using factor 30 or factor 50 on your face. Obviously you don't want to be getting sun damage on there, especially if you're not able to apply creams continuously throughout the day. But I have a factor 15 and I apply it every 20 to 30 minutes. So to take my makeup off at the end of the day and to clean my skin before I even bother going out in the sun, you've heard me talk about this plenty of times before. This is the Simple Hydrating Cleansing Oil. It's absolutely beautiful. As you can see, I hardly have any left. I absolutely love this product. This is the third tub of one of these that I have gone through. So it's incredibly good. Now I've had a few emails from some of you who said, can I do reviews on a cleanser that's not oil-based because they can't use oil cleansers? I'm going to do a video for you on how to use an oil cleanser correctly, because if you use it correctly, you shouldn't get any breakouts. You also shouldn't get any white spots or any skin congestion at all. But a lot of people don't know how to use these properly. So I'll do a video for you in the next couple of weeks on how to use these properly, because they're super cheap and they are amazing for taking any sort of makeup off, even if it's waterproof. So highly recommend one of these. I think these are, I have written it down, where is it? £3.39 in the UK and $7.89 in the US, and you get 125 millilitres worth of product. Well worth going out and trying this out. Okay, so for my hair, you're in and out of the pool all the time on holiday. Your hair is constantly in the sun, being seriously dried out. So I do take a couple of products on holiday with me when I go. One of them I have in a little dispenser here because the product itself was too big for me to take. I only take hand luggage when we go because we do go to a villa, so we don't need a load of stuff because we have a washing machine. So I'm going to post a picture of what this product actually looks like. So this is the L'Oreal ELVIVE Extraordinary Oil in Cream formula. This is an absolutely beautiful product, and because it's a cream, you don't get it everywhere. So you squirt a small amount into the palm of your hand. I would say about this much, obviously depending on the length of your hair. I use a lot more for Beatrice, my daughter. She has really long hair and it gets really knotty and tangly with the chlorine in the pool, so we like to put loads in her hair. So you apply it to wet hair. You can apply it to dry hair as well to give it, if you've got really flyaway hair, you can apply it to dry hair as well. But I tend to apply it to wet hair, to my daughter's hair, and then she just lets it air dry, and it just gives the most beautiful glossy glow to the hair, and it also takes out the tangles. So if you've got a daughter or a son with long hair and you struggle brushing their hair like I do, this is a product that's going to make it so much better. And also when you've been in the sun for a really long time and also in and out of the pool and getting chlorine in your hair, it just gives it a really good oomph if your hair has been damaged in any way. So it's a really, really beautiful formula. It costs £4.65 in the UK and $6.99 in the US, and you get 150 mils worth of product, so it's definitely worth getting. Also from The Ordinary, I took the 100% plant-derived Squalane. I actually didn't use this myself, but my auntie has really, really short hair and it can get really dry in the sun, so she takes a few drops of this and puts it in her hair, and she says it's absolutely beautiful. I don't use that for this purpose, but this is the only reason I took this product away with me, was for her. So she loves it and she got a lot of use out of it while we were away. Okay, so that's the end of the skincare and the hair care products that I took away with me. We're going to move on to makeup. I'm going to take all this off my face and we're going to redo my makeup as we talk about the products. But before I do that, this is a product I'm not going to use today. I used this right at the very beginning of the holiday before I'd got so much of a tan. So this is one that I absolutely love. If you've got mature skin, this is a lifesaver. This is the YSL Touche Eclat All-in-One Glow Foundation. It's from sheer to medium coverage. I've done a review on this which involves my mum as well. If you haven't seen that already, I will link it up here for you. Everybody seems to absolutely love my mum. So do I. She's ace. So if you really like my mum as well and you haven't seen that review, click on the link and you can go and watch that as well. But it's an absolutely beautiful product. It's £33.50 in the UK and let me see, it's $48 in the US. I'm not quite sure how many shades this comes in. I know it's not great, but this is the shade B30. This is my usual shade. In fact, probably slightly too dark for me when my skin is a lot paler, but I added a little bit of tinted moisturiser to this on holiday as I got darker, and then just switched to tinted moisturiser as the holiday progressed. Beautiful, beautiful product. Highly recommend going and trying this out. Go and get a sample. It's beautiful. Okay, so I'm going to take all this off and we're going to apply all the products as we talk about them. So give me 1 sec. Okay, so I'm back. We're going to jump straight in with foundation, or rather tinted moisturiser. I really do not go to town on my makeup when I'm away on holiday. I do like to have a play around when I'm back in the UK, but when I'm on holiday, it's all about the kids, family, having a good time, going out for a drink, going out for a meal. So I really don't have time to faff with lots of makeup on my face. You won't see me in this video getting out eyeshadows and stuff like that because I just don't have time for that, and it's not the sort of holiday that I go on anymore. Used to be, but not anymore. So this is Chanel's Le Beige Sheer Healthy Glow Tinted Moisturiser. This is such a beautiful, beautiful product. It's £37 in the UK, which would make it around about $42, $45 in the US. But don't quote me on that because it wouldn't let me find out. I really tried, but it wouldn't let me find out. Anyway, there's 30 mils in this product and it's absolutely beautiful. You can apply this with your fingers if you can't be bothered to take any brushes away with you on holiday, which I can completely understand why you wouldn't want to do that. But I've just got this thing about fingers and faces, and I like to use a brush. So just going to pop that all over the skin. My auntie loved this while we were away. We shared. It went out on the coffee table outside both bedrooms, and sometimes when I went for it, it wasn't there. So I'm just going to pat that in. I'm going to go all the way up to the corner of the eye on this bit, but leave the eye bag out because I'm just going to add a little bit of concealer to that area. And I definitely don't want to add more than one product, more than one wet product at least, underneath my eye. I think you get so hot on holiday, you don't want to sweat any products off or make anything go cakey or creasy, especially under the eye. Okay, so you can leave it like that if you want to. I have done a review on this also. I will link that up here for you so you can have a look at that. I'm not going to go into this in too much detail, but you can leave it like that so it's quite dewy, or you can set it in place, which is what I'm going to do. This, by the way, is the shade Medium Plus. They don't have masses of shades in this, but as it's just a tinted moisturiser, it's not that important, but it's a beautiful product. So straight after that, I am going to apply a concealer, and you are going to be surprised at the concealer that I'm going to use because it's one of the concealers that I said was probably too cakey for the under eye area, and I'm going to use it underneath my eye. So I have recently revisited this concealer because one of my subscribers said that it's funny that, isn't it? Because that's the only concealer that doesn't crease underneath my eye. So I thought, well, do you know what? I'm going to try that again. And I did. And it's really, really good. But you apply such a little amount of product that there's hardly anything there. So it can't crease. So this is the MAC Pro Longwear Concealer, and this is in the shade NC20. I dispensed it into this little pot, and all I do is tap my brush in there. By the way, the one I used for my foundation was the 103 Define Buffing Brush from Zoeva, which is the one I always use. And I'm going to use the 142 brush from Zoeva. This is the concealer brush, and I'm just going to tip it in the product and then get the lid of the product and tap off all the excess into the lid, and then just pat that onto the skin really, really lightly. The NC20 is a little bit of a peachy colour, so it does two jobs in one. It conceals and it also colour corrects underneath my eyes, and I absolutely love it. I'm just going to take a little bit more of the product off this brush because I've got a little bit too much. So with the MAC Pro Longwear Concealer, you get 9 millilitres worth of product, and it's £18.50 in the UK, which is $22 in the US. Okay, so there we go. The MAC Pro Longwear comes in 16 different shades. I tend to just get the same brush that I put my foundation on with and just make sure that everything's blended, because obviously that is a little bit too pale for this tinted moisturiser, so just buff that in. So I'm going to set everything in place, and for that I'm going to use my RCMA No Colour Powder. You get 3 ounces of product for £13 in the UK, and I think it's $12.99 in the US, so it's much better value for money in the US than it is in the UK. But it's an excellent product. To take it away on holiday, I didn't take this whole big tub with me. I did dispense it into a little tub like this. And I'm going to take my 227 Luxe Crease Brush from Zoeva, and I'm just gonna dab that in slightly, take off absolutely every bit of excess, and just dab that underneath the eye. Now this isn't gonna work for everybody. I know that some people really can't use powder underneath the eye. If you struggle with that, then use a really damp blending sponge, or after you've done this, take a tiny bit of oil, and it can be the 100% Squalane oil that I showed you earlier, which my auntie puts in her hair, or it can be a little bit of the cleansing oil or a bit of the baking oil from Revolution. You get the tiniest amount on your fingers, you rub the excess off, and you just dab that underneath the eye area once you've got your powder on, and it should make everything absolutely flawless all over again. So then I'm going to take my Precision Face Brush from Bare Minerals, dab into the powder again, knock off all the excess. Like I said earlier, you can leave it like this, but I like to set it. It's going to look dewy enough once you step out in the heat. So I just like to set that in place. Don't use far too much powder, you just use the tiniest bit and just pat that on the skin. By setting my foundation, it just gives me that little bit more confidence that the tinted moisturiser is going to last throughout the night. Just going to set my eyelids so that none of the tinted moisturiser creases into any of the fine lines, and also so that my mascara doesn't get damp from my eyelids and start to flake off. Okay, so moving on to brows, I'm going to be using the Maybelline Brow Precise Micro Pencil. This is a great product. I bought this just before I went away on holiday. I bought it in dark brown and also soft brown. This is the soft brown one. The dark brown one is a little bit too dark for me. This is $7.99 in the UK and also $7.99 in the US also. So I didn't do too much to my brows while I was away. I literally just filled them in slightly. I did take my bar of soap, I'm not gonna lie, but I hardly used it while I was away. Okay, so I know I said I don't go to town on my eyes when I'm away. I did take away the Morphe 15N palette with me because it's one of my favourite palettes and it's really small, and it also has a fantastic little mirror in there. But I only used it once, so I'm just going to slide over this because it was just far too much faff to get all the brushes out and start putting loads of eyeshadows on my eyes. So if I wanted to look special of an evening, I did put eyeliner on, and I took with me the I Heart Revolution multi-liner pen because you get 4 in 1. So you've got the nude eyeliner in there, you also have a black eyeliner, you have a brown eyeliner, and you have a nude lip pencil. So it's everything you need in one pen, and this just never fails to make me chuckle. I love it. I just think it's ace. Anyway, so I'm going to use the black one today, just spin the end. These are £5 in the UK and they are $7 in the US. It can be got from revolution.com, revolution.co.uk, I'm not quite sure which one, but you will find it. £5 or $7. So to make my upper lash line look a little bit thicker, I used to just pop that on the tight line. And also I do the bottom waterline as well. So this isn't a waterproof liner, so unless you're going to be reapplying it throughout the night, you will gradually see it fade to nothing. It's not going to stick exactly where you put it, but it's only £5 or $7, and I think that's perfectly adequate. I only tend to wear my makeup for about 4 hours of an evening because as soon as we get back to the villa, I like to take all my makeup off and get comfortable again. So this wasn't an issue for me, but just bear that in mind if you are going to go out of an evening and you are going to spend maybe 12 hours outside. You're going to need to take this with you to start reapplying, or maybe think about taking a waterproof liner with you which will stick exactly where you put it. Okay, so I've just curled my lashes before we move on to mascara. I know a lot of people curl their lashes after they've put mascara on. I've never quite understood that, because I've always thought, well, the mascara will start to dry and you've got more chance of either pulling the lashes out or damaging them and breaking them off. So I always like to do my curling of the lashes before mascara. You do it how you want, but that's how I do it. So the mascara I'm going to use, and the mascara that I took away on holiday, is the Charlotte Tilbury Legendary Lashes Volume 2. Now I have heard a couple of people say that they don't like this because it flakes onto the eyelids or below the bottom lash line. Personally, I haven't had any experience whatsoever of this flaking or bleeding onto the lids, so this is the one that I took with me and I didn't have any issues with it whatsoever. It's got a really beautiful big bushy brush. This is £25 in the UK or $32 in the US, which I know is really quite expensive, but I find this doesn't react to humidity at all, and it definitely stays put. Also with this mascara, I find it actually gets better with age. I know some mascaras tend to get a little bit old and then turn, so they're not as good as they were when you first got it. This was a really liquidy formula when I first got it, and the older it gets, the thicker it gets, and I actually prefer that. So I just think this one gets better the longer you have it. And I've had this one quite a long time now. So the next product I took away with me was the iconic mascara in Intense Black by Primark. There are 3 reasons I love this mascara. 1, it's only £2. 2, it's a great mascara, and 3, the wand is super thin. So it's great at getting the bottom lashes without smudging all over the place. This would be great if you've got really thin or really short lashes, because it does get them all, and it's very, very precise with it not having a really bushy wand. Okay, so the next product I took away with me, you can't go away on holiday without a bronzer. This is from MAC, it's their medium tan bronzer. This is the one that I wear at home as well, so I've used the same one even though my skin is darker. I'm going to use the 106 powder brush by Zoeva, and I'm just going to dust that on my skin. Perhaps a little bit underneath the cheekbones. You can apply this where the sun's actually going to hit, but I used it more of a contour, sort of defining the face sort of look. So I'm just going to dust this around my forehead because I have a super huge forehead. I'm also going to put a little bit on my chin, which is where the sun hits, and a little bit down the centre of my nose, which is where everybody gets their sun. So the MAC bronzer is $25.50 in the UK or $28 in the US. I was going to say euros then, not quite sure why. Moving on. So I've got another MAC item. This is one of their blushers. I've hit pan. It's a fantastic blusher. All their blushes are really, really nice, and they stay on the skin for such a long amount of time. This one is called Mocha. Their blushes come in at £19.50 in the UK and $24 in the US. And I'm just going to put that on the tops of my cheekbones. Not coming down too far. I'm going to stay at the corner of the iris and just stop there. You can add a little bit more of this if you want to look a little bit more sun-kissed. Also, if you want to look sun-kissed, you put a little bit of red lipstick on the tops of your cheekbones and anywhere that you want to look slightly burnt, shall we say, or sun-kissed. I think it makes you look slightly burnt, but anyway, a lot of people think it makes you look healthier. You can put a little bit of red lipstick and just blend that in, and then put the rest of your makeup on top. So moving on to highlighter, again, another MAC product. This is their mineralized skin finish range. This is £25.50 in the UK and $28 in the US. I'm actually not sure if they do this product anymore, but this is the shade Soft and Gentle, and it's one of my faves. It just reminds me of 10 years ago. So I'm just going to dot that really tight. I don't want to go overboard because I've not gone overboard on the rest of my makeup, but I'm just going to dot that on the tops of the cheekbones and just blend that in a little bit. This isn't an in-your-face highlighter, it's just very, very subtle. I'm also just going to put a little bit of highlighter down the bridge of my nose, making sure I don't go all the way to the end of my nose because my nose is quite long anyway. So I'm just going to put that on the bridge and a little bit where it starts to turn up. I'm going to put a tiny bit just above my lip. Okay, so the final products I took away with me on holiday were both from Bobbi Brown. These are in the range of her Extra Lip Tint. They're £25.50 each, so I'm guessing it's going to be around about $28 in the US. These are so lush. I have them in the shades Bare Melon and Bare Pink. My 7-year-old daughter has started wearing this for school. She feels incredibly grown up. It is really more of a lip balm, so I let her get away with it, but I do see her nipping into my drawer and stealing this from time to time. Diva Child. Okay, so I know that at £25.50 these are really expensive lip products, and a lot of you aren't going to be able to justify going out and spending that, but let me just say these are so super beautiful, really hydrating, lip plumping, and really natural looking. You don't need a lip liner with these, you can just put these straight on. And these have lasted me a really, really long time, considering that I wear them practically every single day. I get so many comments on previous videos that I've done, what are you wearing on your lips? What's your lip colour? What's your lip colour? I need to have that lip colour. Usually 9 times out of 10 it will be one of these, and Beatrice keeps stealing these, so it's 2 of us that use these every single morning, and they've lasted an incredibly long amount of time. Now the Bare Melon I'm just about to run out of. We're down to that. But these have lasted such a long time, so I know they're £25.50, but I will be going out and repurchasing these because love them. Okay, so this is the finished look. This is how I went out every single evening on holiday. Just really quite natural and fresh looking. Didn't really want to go to town on too many things. Obviously I've not got any eyeshadow on my eyes, and I haven't gone to town on my eyeliner at all. Obviously if you're going on a different type of holiday to me, if you're going clubbing of an evening or you're out all night in the real heat, you might want to switch out the tinted moisturiser for something a little bit longer lasting, but this has been absolutely perfect for the entire of my holiday, and it's lasted for the amount of time that I wanted it to. I hope I've managed to cover everything. I hope I haven't missed anything out. Please let me know what you thought about this video. I hope you found it helpful. If you have, please do give it a big thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. There is a watermark in this corner. If you click on it, it will take you through to my homepage where you can subscribe. It's so good to be back. Hope to see you all again soon. Bye!